Hi. So in this video we're going to discuss the three ways to protect membranes from clogging and fouling that every water refilling station owner must know. Alright, so water refilling station business is a very fulfilling business. We've seen many people succeed in this business and have made themselves very successful financially. But like every business, water refilling station business is also very challenging. From operations to sales and management, it's a hands-on business. So to avoid complications, we've seen owners do whatever it takes to improve the operations of their filtration machines. So after working with many clients nationwide, one thing is certain: protecting membranes is the most primary concern. Membrane is the heart of a water refilling station, and it must be protected at all costs. It purifies the water, removes all bacteria, viruses, and parasites, and improves the taste of water. But the sad reality is that most water refilling station owners don't know how to take care of their membranes. They don't know how to flush them or what their ranges are. More often than not, they are at the mercy of the system providers or technicians. So today we want to share with you a few ideas to keep your membranes from fouling. Number one is you make sure the raw water is free of hardness. Number two is you follow the membrane's working parameters. And number three is avoid bacterial fouling from within the system itself. Okay, so number one, make sure the raw water is free of hardness. Now, hardness is the worst enemy of membranes. They clog the membranes and reduce the purified water output by up to 80% in a span of few days. So, how to get rid of hardness? Well, use an ion exchange filter, popularly called a water softener. Now, most of the water refilling stations have them. The main question is, if most water refilling stations have them, then why do the membranes still clog? The answer is sizing and maintenance. Now let's discuss sizing. Water softener must be sized based on operation and backwash frequency. If you're going to operate your system for 15 hours straight, you need to design a water softener that can remove hardness for 15 hours. Now, these are the following things that you can do to get most out of your water softener. Number one is to know the hardness of your water. Number two, or letter B, is use the right amount of salt for backwashing. Letter C, make the right amount of brine. And letter D is brine slow, does not finish when the water has run out of the brine tank. Now, going back to the hardness of water, design your water softener based on the grains of your resin and the grains of hardness. You can easily compute for the operation runtime between backwashes. So example is, so now if your resin has 35,000 grains per 25 kilo of resin, every resin has different capacity, and your raw water hardness is 15 grains per gallon, your water softener will soften up to 2,333 gallons of water. But just to be on the safe side, multiply the answer with 0.52 and you'll get the final answer, which is 1,213 gallons or 4,586 liters before backwash. Okay, next is use the right amount of salt for backwashing. Our rule of thumb is to use 16 kilos of salt per kilo of resin. So if you have high iron content in raw water, you want to use 0.20 kilos of salt. Letter C, make the right amount of brine. So our rule of thumb is to take the amount of salt and times it with 3. So example, if you're using 10 kilos of salt per backwash, make sure you have at least 30 liters of water in your brine tank for proper backwash. Now, brine slow does not finish when the water in the brine tank finishes. Okay, so after the brine tank is out of water during brine slow, you allow 20 to 25 minutes for the salt to do its job. And so if it takes 20 minutes to empty your brine tank, add additional 20 to 25 minutes and increase it to 45 minutes in total. Alright, so number 2 is follow the membrane's working parameters. Now every membrane has a different working parameter. You want to follow it. Ultra low pressure membranes are the lowest pressure using membranes. So for example, this membrane is a Vontron ULP 214040, and it operates at 150 testing psi, produces 2,400 gallons of water or product water, and has a maximum permissible TDS of 1,500 sodium chloride. So be sure that the membrane is operated within the range. Alright, so number 3 is avoid bacterial fouling from within the system. Now, bacterial fouling or biofouling of membranes is a severe problem. It is often irreversible, and bacteria have a negative or non-polar charge, and if it forms a film known as a biofilm, it causes very big problems in the membranes. Now, so what is this biofilm? What's the cause of biofilm, right? So once the bacteria is introduced into the system, it needs a substrate to grow. And one of the largest area and the best place for bacteria to grow is a sand filter. Now 1 cubic meter of sand has an area of 3,000 square meters for bacteria to grow. You can Google it. So as particles lodge into the filter bed, they become the food source of bacteria. They quickly form biofilm to thrive and protect themselves against oxidation. This leads to coagulation of sand media, which leads to the raw water to pass through the sand filter unfiltered. So over time, the sand filter starts dumping these biofilm into the entire system. This is one of the main reasons of biofouling in membranes. Sand filters become biofilm producing factories. Now, a fun fact is at 30 degrees Celsius temperature, bacteria doubles in mass every 30 minutes. It requires stagnant water to thrive, and water filling stations in the Philippines are perfect for that. Philippines has both the temperature for bacteria to thrive, almost 365 days a year, and most water filling stations are not operational for extended period of time, for say 8 hours, right, or more. So how do you solve this issue? Well, one of the best ways to do this is to use a bioresistant filter media instead of sand. The only bioresistant filter media in the world is AFM, or Activated Filter Media. It is self-sterilizing and does not allow any bacteria to grow. So by simply replacing sand with AFM, you can stop the biofilm production in your water filling station, providing the added protection for your membranes. Now, aside from that, AFM also provides 5 microns filtration quality. It is independently tested by IFTS in France. So as you can see in the graph, AFM provides 95%. Oh no, not 95, even more, around 97%. So any water filling station can benefit from AFM's exceptional filtration quality. All you have to do is replace sand with AFM without the addition of an extra filter time. So now AFM is used in big desalination plants all over the world, and we can provide you the chance to use it in your water filling station. Contact us to see how AFM can help protect your membranes. Thank you.